Hey everyone, Tim Kiefer from MIBT here. Today we're rolling back the tape to a play from one of our live broadcasts that still makes officials everywhere shake their head. Picture this: a pass to the sideline, ball hits the turf, bounces up, receiver grabs it like nothing happened, and takes off like he's in the Olympics. And somehow, no whistle. Bill LeMonnier, Robert Ybarra, and I got together back in 2020 to break this one down, how it happened, why it happened, and how you can make sure you're not the one on YouTube for the wrong reasons. Let's get into it. This is one of those, I want to go back. We're going to start out with what we're going to say. We've got 5 officials. So I want to go with what our keys and priorities are, because we've got a stack here and we've got a stack here. So that means there's our 4 potential eligible receivers, and here's maybe our 5th, and then a quarterback. So then we've got 5 linemen on the line of scrimmage. So we've got these 2 stacks, but it's a balanced formation. So I'm going to ask Robert, you see 2 stacks like this as a back judge, which side are you going to?
Well, based on the balanced formation, when you got 2 stacks, you got to go to the line judge side, because that's where the strength is by definition. So line judge side to be away from the sticks, and that's where my key is at the snap. But you know what? You read that back judge. You know, it's just at the snap. We go to zone pretty quickly, and you're going to read it by those receivers, how deep they go in formation.
Right, because I agree. Because if you look, as this play runs out before the ball is snapped right now. Look, you got all this green in between here, but this is your competitive matchup right there. So your head linesman should know that. Your umpire should know that they're not going to get any help on this tackle right here because of this competitive matchup. Plus, you've got a stack. So as a beat, you're out here. Yeah, you might be scanning over here, but maybe you're going to take your right eye and go look over here and help out, only because that's the only competitive matchup. But ultimately, you're going to go to zone right away. So we've got the two stacks. So if you're the L, you know that you're going to probably take this receiver, and you might be able to help with the tackle here. So now that we know that, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have the ball turn and thrown. So now once the ball is in the air, see the ball's in the air right here. If you're a back judge, you're coming off of this, and you're going over here. You're staying with it if you never went over there, because who cares what happens over there? H is going to clean that one up, because now the ball is coming this way. Now watch what happens. And now we go. We're running. I don't know if everybody saw that, because it's pretty clear that the ball right there bounced. The ball bounces, and 15 picks it up and starts running with it. And we don't have anything. Nobody calls anything. We're officiating like this was a completed pass. I want to ask, how does this happen? Where was the breakdown? That's why I wanted to start by knowing where everybody was looking. Bill, you see a play like this, and the ball bounces in. Where does it break down? Where do you think this starts by not getting that? I mean, it looked like it was a clear bounce.
Well, it belonged that wing official out to that side. You have to be questioning where was he looking. A pass is coming his way. So that the breakdown is his. It's unfortunate that probably the quarterback or the referee was on the quarterback's throwing hand, so that's not in his field of vision. If it had been a left-handed passer and the referee was to the other side, he'd be looking through the quarterback and the arm and possibly see that too. But the other part to it is how many of us have never ball hawked? So you can't, on this crew of 7, somebody, the umpire, the deep wing, somebody wasn't ball hawking and seeing that thing hit the ground and saying, that must have been a backward pass. I'll check with him after the play. I can't believe that something like that would happen and there's no correction made.
You make a good point. Go back to the play, because this was a crew of 7. So you've got a field judge out here, and then you got a back judge over the top. I mean, I don't know how one of these guys didn't see this. It's flabbergasting me. Not even if you're ball hawking. I mean, everything is right in front of it. I mean, it's like there's nothing going on. I mean, here's your here's your only matchup that's really an issue, because we're dumping this. This is, even with 7, you got a side judge and you got a H looking at this. So I don't know. I'm gonna go to Robert on this one. Robert, you're a back judge. Do you think you're gonna see this?
That's just it. You don't want your eyes to fool you, but as a back judge, there are times where it appears though the ball hits off the ground and you're going running into the wing and it's, did that bounce? And the wing's like, what are you talking about? We're gonna have to look at that. And so to your point, you can't make the judgment call from 20 yards away, 27 yards away. Because your eyes will fool you.
Let me ask you this. Okay, no, I get that. And you know what? I've actually been involved in games where a back judge has saved the crew, especially on those shovel passes in the middle. He's in a crew of 5. He was the only one that saw the ball go out because everybody else, the wings and the umpire, were all screened. But to Bill's point, if it's backwards, it can bounce. So if you're a back judge and you see it bounce 30, 20 yards away, do you put it in your back pocket and then after the play is over, it was a long run, do you go to the line judge and say, was that a backward pass because it bounced?
That's an elite official. That's an elite back judge. That's where I want to get at. That's my aspiration. But that's ideal. The ideal situation is you have an official that observes the play. You recognize that, the play evolves, but then you can come back to the scene of the crime and get it right. And that's a beautiful thing. That's where we want it. MIBT officials, man, get to that elite status.
It's absolutely line judge's call, but it doesn't matter. We need to get it right, especially when you have 7 out there. Somebody should pick this up, and if you are the back judge and you can come in later.
But the other part to it, too, is if you don't see this guy, and one of the reasons we punch one backward is not for ourselves. We're punching it for the other officials. So if you're the back judge and you don't see me punch this one backward, and I'm reliable at punching backward, that should raise the red flag too for you to come in and say something to me, saying, "Hey, do you have that forward? I didn't see you punch it back, so that must have been a forward pass." And when I say, "Yeah, it was forward," and you say, "Well, I got some news for you. He caught it on the first bounce, but we've got an incomplete pass," So the punch signal, again, sometimes we see guys just toss it out, drop it down, put it out there, hold it, and do it on every backward pass. Now, when I don't have a backward pass, I'm not signaling. That tells my guys on the crew, I've got to have this thing forward because I didn't signal.
Good point. And I know there's some crews that don't because they don't want one person punching back, the other person punching forward, and blah, blah, blah. But that would be a great reason why, if we see the punch back, we know it's backwards. If we don't, or we see a punch forward, and I'm a back judge, and I see the ball bounce, and I see my wing punching forward as a forward pass, well, then I got to come in right now and kill it, because I'm not going to come in and kill it incomplete unless I know it hit the ground 100%. See, it happens to the best of us. We'll have to file that under a "How did I miss that?" classic. Hopefully you picked up a pointer or two, or at least feel a little bit better about your last sideline mishap. If you liked it, hit the like. If you didn't, hit the like anyway, as it won't hurt you. Subscribe, ring the bell, and if you want more of this without the ad distraction, you know where to find us. MIBT.org. Do it today. See you on the field, and as always, make it be there.